Well, hello and welcome to Seddon Fields, the home of Western Springs AFC here in Central Auckland. The coverage of the ISPS Handa Premiership for 2020-2021. This is a round 5 clash between Waitakere United, the home team, and the Hamilton Wanderers side, who've come up the motorway today to play this game. Good conditions for this clash, a little breeze blowing, well, I say a little breeze, it's quite fresh, coming from the southwest today, but all in all, we're going to have nice warm conditions for what should be a fabulous game of football. Glenn Lama's my name. Chris Milicic, former Waitakere United and former underage New Zealand coach, is with us. Chris, interesting contest this one as we look at the Waitakere United lineup. They're coming into this game in 5th place, have only lost one game. What are you expecting this Waitakere lineup to do today?
Well, I think it'd be fair to say that Hamilton Wanderers are the form team of the competition so far. I mean, they've had 3 wins and a draw. And I think Waitakere are going to have to quickly get into the game and come up against probably Tommy Semi and Derek Tuku, 2 of the best attackers in the comp. So I think the game's going to be won or lost there. Yeah,
Waitakere United much relying on their captain, Sam Burford, a very experienced player. Also Nicholas Zambrano and, of course, a couple of others as well. As we look at this Hamilton Wanderers team, fair to say, Chris, as we look through the side, 3 wins from 4 games, top of the table, coached by Carl Herbert, and I guess we're all a little surprised with how they've started the season.
No, not really. Hamilton Wanderers have had a history of doing quite well in the early parts of the season. They've got the advantage of being able to play in the Northern Premier League that then leads into this competition. They had a few players, and of course they were outside of the Auckland window. So I for one, am not being surprised with what's happened. They've got a couple of really good recruits in the boy Bradley Whitworth and Joshua Signey. They both come out of Auckland clubs, and both of them are proven. Have sold a Achilles heel of Hamilton Wanderers, which is in the middle of the park. So this doesn't surprise me. It would surprise us if they consistently ran and won the league, and I think that would be the surprise. But hey, look, the way they've started, they're giving themselves a hell of an opportunity.
They sure have. Hamilton Wanderers, here they are here. They came into this game with a 1-1 draw in their last game against the Phoenix, got a penalty in the last minute of the game to draw it. And Waitakere United also had a draw in their last game against Eastern Suburbs, that one last week, 2-2. So it's nicely set up. Waitakere United, as I touched on, only losing the 1 game, and Hamilton Wanderers unbeaten. So at the moment, the Wanderers have 10 points and the Waitakere United team have 5. So if Waitakere United get going here today and win this game, Chris, which is not beyond the realms of possibility, let's be honest, they'll move up the table nicely.
Well, this is a very interesting weekend. You've got Hamilton, you've got Team Wellington coming to play Suburbs. You've got this game here, and Auckland City are playing Canterbury, who got their first win last week. So this round's a very, very interesting round, and what it does mean is we could either have a couple of teams jumping away, or it's going to become a logjam with 1 game to go before Christmas. So, yeah, you'd have to say this is one of the most important games we're going to see for both clubs.
So we're all set for a start now. Referee for today's fixture is Matthew Conga, and it's going to be the Wanderers to kick off. Straight away it's back to Brock Messenger. So it'll be interesting to see how these 2 really quite attacking players up front for Hamilton Wanderers, Taiku and Semi, they can create real havoc. Taiku has already banged in 4 goals this season. How they can get those 2 players into the game again, Chris.
Yeah, look, I think there's going to be a couple of key matchups here. We've just seen one of the matchups. Zach Sorosic, who is a very, very young, talented under-20 player, he will have the pace on Adam, and Waitakere Waitakere United will be looking to really get him away more often than not. It's a 4-4-2 against a 3-5-2, so the advantage will be on the width for Hamilton Wanderers and in the middle of the park for Waitakere.
So Milicic to take this throw in. He'll haul it nice and far, right into the area. Kept in the field of play just. Now Milicic again. He's not had a good contact with that one. It's still in the field of play, or is he out for a goal kick? What's going on here?
I think it's gone out for a goal kick. And there, as you said at the beginning, there's a little bit of breeze that's going across the pitch.
A lot of breeze.
Yeah, going across the pitch, and it will affect the play. But the pitch is, it is a turf. It is what it is, and it will do its job.
So Wanderers will. They haven't had much ball at all. They've just turned it over a couple of times pretty softly so far in this first couple of minutes. So let's see if if they can hold it. Yes, it's been a joy to watch, actually, Hamilton Wanderers start the season as they have. It's an interesting point here you made about the training during COVID, because, of course, the Auckland teams weren't allowed to train. And Auckland City, of course, they had a good win over Auckland City a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, look, the game against Auckland City, I think that Auckland City have suffered from the fact that both Tade and Logan Rogerson's were in a veil, Maya Bevan's headed offshore, and you end up in a situation where you can come a little bit of toothless up front, and they were suffering that. They had Dylan Manikin and Maro Donoso, and both of them are, no, not Maro Donoso, Bonza Maro, sorry, and both of them are very, very good players, but not in the same ilk as a Logan Rogerson or a Tade. So the game, but what it does mean is the league's really opening up even early.
Which is really good.
Well, considering it's the last league, it'd be great if we could have a really competitive one with everybody having a go. A lot of teams are also starting to play a lot of younger players because they've just decided, they've got the pace, they've got the ambition and the willingness to do what's required. And it's, I know New Zealand football want an under 20 more focus, but there are 5 out there for Waitakere United at the moment at an under 20 level. So it is happening, and we've just got to ensure that it continues to happen.
Well, the ball bounced up into Taiku's arm there, so it's a handball, so it'll be a free kick to Waitakere.
Yeah.
It's a Schnell. Simple play there from Zambrano, who's, of course, a former Team Wellington player. He's got it again.
Get wide, Jack. Use the width, son.
Waitakere doing a better job at the moment of holding possession. There's Milicic. Plays it into Zambrano, and here's an early chance. Oh, almost through the keeper's legs there. Good stop by Oliver in the end, but a big chance there early for Schnell.
It was a very good chance, and a bit like last week, Dane Schnell's had a chance. He's tried to go between the keeper's leg, and Daniel Drake were able to get a foot on that time. Matt Oliver got a foot on it and really stopped it. But it just shows that the penetration when you've got 2 up top, it's 2 on 2 up top with a 4-4-2 against a 3-5-2. You've got 2v2. And so there are going to be those opportunities for midfielders to come through from a deep position, very much like Dane does, and he's really, really dangerous at that.
Yeah, well, keep your eye on Dane Schnell. Of course, he's a underage representative for New Zealand in his younger days. He's not that old, he's still only 21.
Yeah. I mean, he'd be looking to try and go into the Olympics with a lot of younger players.
Oh, that's a good goal for him next year, isn't it? And all players aged 21 or 22. Tearing after this one on the far side there is Mark Jones for Hamilton Wanderers. Good to see him back playing at the National League, number 7, Mark Jones. He missed the last couple of years. Good, robust player, very busy, good courage and plays with a lot of heart, doesn't he?
He definitely does. He's got the ability when he plays on the left-hand side like he is now to cut inside on his right, draw fouls or look to get shots away, and he can pull back onto his left. So it's probably his more dangerous side, even though a lot of people would consider it his weaker side, but he's a lot more dangerous there. And you're right, he's very agile, very active, and he's never going to give up. It's very similar to this. He's going to try and gain something for his team no matter what.
And he's almost winning the ball here. He always asks questions of the opposition. That's what we like about him, as Crom cleared it away for Waitakere.
So it'll be an interesting back three here for Waitak. This is the probably 5th back three they've had through injuries and all sorts of reasons. And so, this is the 5th back three they've had in 5 games. So they've had to be a change this week. Leo Vanderhoven, who played really well last week, he rolled his ankle at training.
Yeah, a bit of a blow there, and of course a couple others are injured as well. Yeah, did that go over the byline? It has. It is a goal kick for Waitakere. Quietly build from the back again. Duncan out there today, and Milicic. Messenger trying to win the ball there for Hamilton Wanderers. And it's going to be Waitak ball.
And what we saw there was a ball that is probably going to be on. When you've got a 2-on-2, very similar with Brock Messenger and Contrati up against Greaves and Zambrano, you've got a 2-on-2, and if you can drop a ball in front and one of them can receive it and the other one can move beyond, you suddenly got a 2-on-2 advantage. And reality is in football, anytime you can get a 1-on-1 or a 2-on-2, it's the best option you can get from an attacking sense.
It's fallen for Waitakere. So Burfoot in the midfield, the captain for Waitakere today. Just dropping back a bit deeper now as good little press coming from the Hamilton Wanderers attackers. Taiku up on Oliver, who's out of his area. That's a good clearance, and Looking for that free kick was Grieve, didn't get it. Now they go down the centre. Well, it's not efficiently cleared there by Harris. And here's another chance for Waitakere. Now cut out again by Contrati for Hamilton Wanderers. And now there's space on the right here for Harris.
And now they do have the advantage. He's gone right across the pitch. They've got it. They're generally going to have a 2-on-1 on the outside when you're up against wing-back. So, as I said previously, Hamilton Wanderers' advantage is going to be on the 2-on-1 on the outside, and Waitake's ability is going to be in the middle. And that we're sort of seeing that a bit. What we'll see is probably Kyle Herbert, the Wanderers coach, will have to narrow up on one of his wide players to try and get an extra player in the middle.
Well, Hamilton Wanderers haven't got Tommy Semi into the game at all yet. And they had a good opportunity there, but Harris went across field. Now Semi just ahead of Harris again. Taiko controls it nicely.
Keep going, Nico. Go on, Nico.
Now Messenger. It's cut out. In the end, it's nicely salvaged there by Hamilton Wanderers. Taiku again. He can create real havoc, but that's a good challenge from Milicic. Now Messenger tries to muscle up. The referee happy with that challenge. Jones is the target of that pass, and it's a cracking pass. So Jones needs to hold it up. There's 4 back inside the penalty area there for Waitakere. Good play by the leaders, competition leaders at the moment. Nice little 1-2, and here comes the cross. There's the chance. It's gone wide though, but a nice period of play. The best period of play we've seen from the Wanderers in the game so far.
Very much so, but that came from a cross ball. Obviously they decided they're going to exploit the wing-backs with a cross ball. They got away with that one, and Zach Sorosic was caught inside, and they went outside. And of course that is where Mark Jones and Tommy Semi are going to be strong. And a really good attempt at a finish by Derek Tuku, who got up really well and had an opportunity there.
Comber was making a nuisance of himself as well. Offside flag is up on that play. So sneaking a little head there was Zoricic. Good to see these new names. These names of famous New Zealand football, Chris, coming in like Nicholas Milicic and Zach Zoricic.
Look, I think that the funny thing about those boys is they've been around football since they were really little. I can remember taking Nicholas to trainings when he was 3 or 4 at National League, and they've fallen in love with the game, and they have a knowledge about the game because they talk about it all the time. And look, I know for my boy, and I know for Chris's boy, we've certainly not made it easy for them. We've made it, you can't be tagged with names and all the rest, and they've done really well.
Here's Semi and Taiku combining nicely as they generally do up front. Now Semi has a chance to run into the area here. Semi gets support from Harris, but he's lost the ball, and Burfoot's got it for Waitakere United. Good challenge from Sam Burfoot, but Semi's got it back again. Now, nice little turn here. It's well defended again.
Really well defended by Jack. We saw a little example there. If you give Tommy Semi half a yard, he's going to go and he's going to continue to move. And he has this ability to move his body while the ball's running, so people are unsure which way he's going to go. It'll be interesting to see how both Nicholas Milicic and Andrew Crom deal with the pace.
Semi. Harris was the intended recipient of that pass, didn't get anywhere near him. So Hamilton will try and find Taiku again up front. Midfield bet has been very even so far as Burfoot has it for Waitakere.
I think it's going to be very, very competitive. They're both Sam Burfoot and Gerard Garriga. Both of them are very, very tough players, experience, and it's really going to come down to what Dane Schnell does in the end. Actually, we've seen a bit of a change from Hamilton Wanderers. They've gone back into a 4-3-3. They've obviously decided they can't cope with the overload in the middle, so we've gone back to a 4-3-3. Whereas at the beginning of the game they started with 2 up front. So have Waitak taken the early advantage? I wouldn't have thought so, but to get the first team to change is always the most interesting thing.
Well, we've only had 11 minutes as well.
Yeah, but I think Kyle and his team would be seeing that twice now Dane Schnell's gone through without much impediment, and they're going, well, we've got to fix that up, and it's probably the right call.
Well, good adjustment by Herbert for Hamilton Wanderers. plays it forward, but Messenger. Pretty experienced Brock Messenger now, and there's a decent ball through to Taiku. Taiku has a chance on goal here, and it's just wide. A wonderful ball through to him.
It was a great ball, and Brock Messenger's looked up, he's curled it in, and Derek, here we go, Derek Tiku's after it, Taiku's after it, and he's got too much pace for Sammy, and of course it is a situation that could occur. Now, Sammy, what's happened with this change in system? Sammy Khan, the centre of the back three for Waitakere, is now one-on-one with Derek Taiku all game. And so this is now an option where any long ball in there, it's a one-on-one, because the two wider players are having to deal with Tommy Semi and having to deal with Mark Jones. So suddenly it's a 3v3 back there. And so Paul Hobson, the Waitakere coach, is probably looking at that going, well, maybe I need to get a back four, because both Tommy Semi and Mark Jones play fairly narrow on the centre backs.
There goes Draper's restart. Good first 12 minutes, couple of good chances in this game already. Good to see.
It's got to settle down. The game's still all over the show.
It is, isn't it? And maybe Harris will settle it down here for Hamilton Wanderers. Messenger's been around the traps. This is his fourth club in the New Zealand Premiership. And now a nice little surge upfield here from Contrati, the Argentinian. Lovely ball over to Jones, but he was just outgunned there by Khan. But nice play again from Hamilton Wanderers. He's starting to move into the game nicely now.
They're definitely settling, and they're definitely going to play a lot more direct than probably Waitak, which is in their advantage. It's, you know, as we've said, with the pace and everything got here, we've got Jones now.
Comba, it is. Comba on the ball, and now Harris makes a run forward. There's the cross from Harris, not a bad one. Needs to be effectively cleared. It's still there for Wanderers. Good defending, though. There was double teaming there with some effect, and Waitakere can come away, but they haven't held the ball at all.
It's hit the referee, so in the new rules, it's a free kick to the team that was in possession at the time.
So Waitakere maybe a little fortunate there, but it's certainly Hamilton have owned this game in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, they certainly have, and I think what we'll find is, as a lot of people say, who scores the first goal is really going to control the game. If Wanderers get to score the first goal, then their ability to keep putting the ball long is going to become something they can do continually. Whereas if Waitak do it, they can sit back in and absorb the pressure from a longer ball a little bit easier. So, yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how this pans out.
Waitakere get the free kick. Schnell still talking to the referee, reckons something a bit more needed to be done there. Now Grieve plays it forward. This is Duncan. It's the first time we've seen Waitakere this end of the field for some time, as Schnell's the target of that pass, but Oliver's onto it and is safely down for Hamilton.
Good read by Matt Oliver. He saw the ball on the reverse pass and he's just left his line early. Has to be quick there, because if he gets it slightly wrong, it will be a penalty if Dane can get his foot there. So very good goalkeeping, and replicated by a guy that's only conceded 3 goals in 4 games so far this season. He's obviously in form, and that's the form you want to see.
And he's pretty experienced, Matt Oliver. Now this is his 5th season in the league, 67th game today. So he's been around a while now.
He has been around a while, and as we last year the same game at the same place, the Hamilton Wanderers goalkeeper Matt got injured, and the young one came on, and you really saw the value of Matt when the game really got away from Hamilton Wanderers quite quickly. And if I remember right, it was something like 5-0 or something.
Yes, you were.
Yeah.
You've got a good memory, Chris Milicic. Now, here's Taiku, Semi. He's very fast, but he can't keep that one in. I think if we had a race from one goal byline to the other, Tommy Semi would win quite comfortably. What do you reckon?
Against Jack Duncan, yes. I'd like to see him up against Zach Sorosic, though. I think that would be an interesting foot race. But they're not up against each other.
No, they're not. Good to see a good little crowd here too at Western Springs today. Clubroom's got a nice energy about it as well. Now here's a good ball, a Schnell.
Oh.
No one in there, and an easy cut out there by Signey.
Dane will be very disappointed with that. Any sort of pace on the ball, Alex Greaves was going into the 18-yard box on the other side of the penalty spot, so any ball with any sort of pace probably would have had an opportunity, but he's just not quite got enough on the ball, and the effects means that it's a throw-in for Waitakere, and we'll see a very long throw again.
Milicic coming over to take it. That one's got plenty of height on it and distance. Still not cleared effectively, but now it's back to Khan. What will he do here? Plenty of options. Milicic wide on the left. But it hasn't been turned into anything meaningful on that occasion, so Taiku's got it. Harris and Oliver will settle it down for Hamilton Wanderers. So 17 minutes gone, still 0-0, and a couple of chances, one to each team, real value. And now Taiku controls that one off his chest, but got no power on it. And Draper, easy stop for him. But again, those long balls from Hamilton Wanderers, Chris, that's the third or fourth we've seen find the target.
Yeah, once again, it's basically, it depends how long the Waitakere staff are happy with Derek Tiku going one-on-one with that's a foul. With a one-on-one in the middle, especially with balls coming in from angles. Perhaps I shouldn't have said that, but I quite often watch games, and the stuff they let go, you can tell that a lot of them struggle to understand the little dark things that happen on in a game of football.
Yes, the art of good defending, as you well know, Chris, is committing fouls, but making sure they don't look like fouls.
That's right, get in the way and sort of do enough to disrupt the run.
Harris, seen plenty of ball. This is Comba, number 21, 19-year-old in his debut season. Likes to run with the ball. He's already been quite actively involved in this game. Here's Owen Comba, and there is a foul, and there's going to be a card here.
Yeah, I think that the referee's probably, this is one of those fouls that he's going to give it to come down the middle. The middle's been quite well contested and testy, and he's obviously decided that he needs to calm it down. He had a lot of hands come in, a lot of pushing, and yeah, so let's just calm it down.
Well, Whitworth got the card, and he's no stranger to yellow cards. It's Brad Whitworth.
No, most people who play at a decent level aren't strangers to yellow cards, and if you're a defender and you've only picked up one yellow card through the year, either you're the greatest defender in the world or you're not doing your job properly.
Well, I tell you what, Brad Whitworth, this is his 31st game in the league, his second season. That's his 14th yellow card.
Yeah, that might be a bit excessive. Games. That might be a bit excessive.
And Draper, and of course Hamilton Wanderers, actually that game against the Phoenix last week, quite feisty. There were 5 yellow cards in it. 3 to the Hamilton Wanderers team.
Yeah, well, look, when a team's trying to win everything they play, they do get a little bit to the point where they're going to challenge everything. They start to have a sense that they're destined to do something, and yeah, you'll see a lot of this, and good on them. I mean, that's football. Great ball. Sammy's put a great ball in. Zach Sorosic picked it up with his pace, and it's a throw into Hamilton right in the corner. But there you see the mismatch in pace from a Zach Sorosic against an Adam Davidson, who is a very good player, but pace is the one thing that you really can't do a lot about.
Thompson with the throw-in. That's come off Sydney and will be Waitakere ball. Nice little edge to this game. Hamilton win.
Here we go.
Possession.
Hamilton have got to get that wide quickly. Tim. Yeah.
Harris heads up, gives it to Semi, but again the pass to Semi leaves him frustrated.
They've taken an extra pass there. If the middle player had played the ball straight to Semi, he was one-on-one on the outside. By taking the touch, it allowed Jack Duncan to get slightly wider to then force the pass to go wide, and it just ran out like that. So I think we've got to, to me, Hamilton have got to be a little bit more direct and pacey getting the ball out wide and force Waitakere United to stay back a little bit.
Cleared by Wanderers. Now Waitakere picked it up again. It's nicer to change of passing here, and this ball is nicely played, but it's gone back to Oliver. Not cleared with so much effectiveness, but Jones picked up the loose ball, and now Davidson, and they can settle it down through Whitworth. Again, the fluency of the passing, just letting the Wanderers down a bit there.
Yeah, they're definitely a team that's more comfortable going a little bit more direct than they are playing around in the thirds. But, that's football. You can play football however you really like. And so far, as I said, they've got the 3 wins in the draw. There's obviously nothing wrong with the way they're playing.
Milicic. That is Going to be one in midfield, and Comba's been fouled.
That should be a card. Nope. Ref's decided he's happy with that.
Zambrano there. Interesting to see the replay on that one with Zambrano. A little heavy on the hands.
He had no intention of getting the ball there. He's chased the player from behind. He's done a little lash there, and you know, to me that's a yellow card all day because it's breaking up a promising play. But you know, Matt Comba's obviously decided that he's okay with Nicholas Zambrano, a striker, doing a clumsy tackle.
Here's Messenger. Taiku. Harris, he's been getting forward a lot, has Joseph Harris. And Messenger back there, being chased down by Alex Grieve. Oliver, that was composure. Needed to be. And Messenger coming forward now for Wanderers.
A lot of goalkeepers are doing that now. They shake to knock a ball and then they pull it between their legs. But I'm interested to see which is the first one that's going to get caught by a very clever player. They're more likely to get caught when a midfielder chases it down than they are a striker, because strikers seem to fall for everything.
Oh, it was Draper just out of his area. He adjusted nicely there. But for a moment he was thinking of using his hands, wasn't he? Now Messenger, that's play on. Messenger, well, Semi was the target of that pass. Couldn't find him. And it was good play by Waitakere. That's nice control by Burfoot. And now there's an opportunity on the right here for Zoricic. 3 players up front. A good challenge there from Davidson, and Jones can't keep it in the field of play. It's a throw into Waitakere.
It's turning into a very open game. End to end, both teams are trying to score goals. It's open because both teams are making some quite fundamental errors with their passing and their ability to get on the ball. And, you know, Hamilton did get that period where they were settled, but they've certainly gone less settled again, which happens, you know. The momentum of games does change. Looks like we've got a couple of players being talked to, Dane Schnell and the boy Whitworth, and that doesn't surprise me. They've been going pretty tight at each other all game, and you know, we wouldn't surprise me if we saw a yellow card with one of those two in the next 5 or 10 minutes.
Whitworth's on the yellow card already, remember, Chris? So
he is too.
He has to be careful now. But Whitworth is, as we mentioned, not shy on playing a physical game.
Well, he'll have to be careful. I mean, there's a long time to go in the game, and they really need him. He's one of their key players here.
Well, there's a nice clean challenge from Jones, but he's been dispossessed by Burfoot, and Burfoot a little late on that tackle on Davidson, so free kick to the Wanderers.
Well, there was a prime example. We've had a player from Waitakere try to take on Mark Jones. Mark Jones wins it. He then starts running the ball, and then there's another loss. So we really do need both teams to settle down and start to shift the ball and move the ball with the skill. They've both got an advantage for them.
Harris doesn't muck around. Taiku's his target. And it's picked up by Burfoot. Milicic. He's going to go long. Comfortably handled by Waitakere's Grieve, picks up the loose ball. Now here's an opportunity for Schnell. Target in the midfield there was Zambrano. It's still there for Waitakere. Duncan. Well, was that a cross or a shot? I think it might have been a cross to Zambrano, but in the end it's gone out for a goal kick.
It has gone out, but that's the first time we've seen a team go down one flank, comes the other side and exploit the weak side. And I think that's where Waitakere in particular have had quite a lot of joy in the last week. Jack Duncan had scored on the same sort of opportunity. So, you know, I think we'll see more of that as the game progresses if both teams can settle down.
About 20 minutes to go before half-time. Oliver restarts play. Comba can't find control there. Burfoot can. He's starting to play well in the midfield now for Waitakere. Messenger clears for Hamilton, and here's another chance for Crom. Plenty of space here for Crom, and he's got time to decide what he wants to do. Schnell waiting inside the area as Zoricic worked away. It's still more possession for Waitakere.
But there we saw an instance where Zach Soros has got the ball and he took off, and Mark Jones was slow to react, and it is a one-on-one again, and they've got another outcome. And for any coach, you want to see outcomes, whether it's a free kick, a shot on goal. You want to see something that allows you to settle into an attack.
Still in the field of play.
Very good play.
Yeah, and it's going to be a Hamilton Wanderers throw-in over there.
Yeah, the boy Davidson's just done really, really well there. You know, the ball come in, he spoilt the first touch, and then he went for the second one, and he's won a free kick. So, you know, really well played.
Davidson is from Tauranga originally, and he's played all minutes this season for Hamilton Wanderers. That left-back position.
They've had a very consistent team over the first 4 weeks, which I think has helped immensely.
The other point I'd make too is that when I was preparing my notes for today is how many returning players they've had, Chris. Generally there's a high turnover of players through most teams, but they've kept a lot of players from last year.
Well, because of course you're in Hamilton, they're in Hamilton, so they stay there. So this is a very dangerous attack here.
Taiku on the left, Semi up front as Comber is waiting too. Taiku is happy to just hold. He really didn't have much choice, and that in the end, good defending by Waitakere. They shut down any margins to cross the ball in there.
Yeah, so as I was saying, Hamilton, because they live in Hamilton, and the boys that like Brock Messenger and the do travel from Auckland, they're consistent. Was there an opportunity for them to play in Auckland? That's always the question. Unlikely. And so they've elected to go back down. You know, Waitakere's process is to bring more and more talented players through from Auckland. Auckland's got their process, and Suburbs is a club in its own. So quite often for the Auckland players like Brock and Contrati, this is the only place for them to go to get a game without massive amounts of travel.
So free kick has been given to Hamilton. 5 players hovering around the top of the penalty area.
Mark Jones will look to get this up and down as quick as he can and behind the pack to allow Tommy Semi to explode onto it.
There goes.
There you go.
Free kick, and unfortunately Harris was just outgunned in the end. Good header clearance. Jones has got another opportunity. Getting his foot in the road there was Garriga. And handball against Mark Jones there.
Yeah.
Well, Jones is saying, hit me in the area near the arm.
The handball rules these days, you know, especially in the penalty boxes, become so fraught. Everybody, you know, they keep changing the rules. I'm a firm believer, and if it hits your hand, it's a penalty. Get it out of the damn way. And many people don't agree with that, but we do see some odd penalties, especially with VAR. And we saw it a little bit this morning, the weirdness of the VAR system.
Here is Taiku. Nice play, Jones. Front foot running ball for Mark Jones. Good play. It's floating into the air. Semi. No power on the header. And easy save for Draper. Gee, that held up. It looked like that ball had wings there. It was just floating in the air.
Well, it was into the wind, and Mark Jones did put it in the air, and it definitely put Tommy Semi in the advantage. The defender was having to back off to try and win it, and Tommy Semi was able to step into it because it was just floating, which is one of those weird things that happen in a game of football.
Just couldn't quite get a good connection there, Semi.
No, well, the defender, I couldn't quite see it was, managed to lean his hips in and then make him not be able to get a really clean drive with his hips so his head could come through. So that's good defending. It's what you teach the boys to do. If you're getting out jumped, sort of go in a little bit so they can't actually use any momentum to get the second part of their body to come through.
Yeah, and generate the power required. Crom settles it down for Waitakere. It's been an interesting game, no goals though. I feel like one's not coming, or if I feel like one's coming soon, and there's a good ball to Grieve. He's onside as well. Grieve's on shot there, and that's across the face of the goal, but again, no power on the shot, but that was an excellent ball through to Grieve.
It was an excellent ball, and you know, it was, and he looked offside, but the linesman's there, and we can't really tell. But it's certainly the timing of the run now is of crucial importance. If you're going to play a ball into a channel or into space, then it's certainly the timing of the run is the most important thing. You know, he's gone through. Probably would like to have that again, but it's an opportunity, you know, and they're becoming fairly regular, but none of them are great. You know, opportunities we go, yeah, that's a goal.
Yeah. Messenger being hounded off the ball here by some Waitakere defence. That's excellent play, and now Zambrano. He has lost the ball to Messenger. So Messenger, good recovery from him there.
It was, but like a lot of things we see in football, I wish the referees would take a little bit more look at the hands that are holding onto the upper shoulders that are using to drive players down, and because we want to see creative play. Yep.
Well, Zambrano, and now there's a foul over there, but no, it's just going to be a goal kick. Conga is happy with that challenge from Brock Messenger. So a messy period of play there, and Oliver looks to get things started quickly. And now Taiku's appealing for a free kick. Did he get one?
Yeah, and the referee's got to be careful here, because what happens is eventually both teams decide to just take the law into their own hands. And nobody wants to see that.
Davidson has lost the ball. That's good skill. Play on's to call, and Oliver's there. Wow, that one last pass wasn't far away. I just wonder whether that play should have had a shot, Chris.
Well, yeah, but if you can get somebody one-on-one with the keeper ability to flick it past them, then that is you're more likely to score than not. But it does show you there's a lot being let go here.
Here come Waitakere again. Reever's the target of that pass. And there's another shot, and Oliver not happy with his defence there.
Well, once again, Hamilton Wanderers are trying to play through now, and it's not their game. And it is Waitakere's game to step on and press a team that wants to play. And that's twice now there's been opportunities to get goal-scoring chances just from pressure that's coming on the player.
Greaves starting to show out, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he definitely is.
21-year-old.
He definitely is. He is definitely a very good player. My understanding, he'll go back to the US in the US college system next year. But he's like a lot of the Kiwi lads here. They just decided with COVID and that they would take a year off, and you can't blame them.
Well, exactly, and we've seen that actually in a number of sports,
yes,
which have resumed after COVID, and they're just full of players that have come back from Australia or Europe from their chosen sports. So good to see them getting some game time. That's really of the utmost importance.
Well, they've got to play when they're here, and that's kind of how we see it. They've got to play. And we've got, Waitakere's got 9 under-20s in their squad, and people, there's all sorts of things, but we're of the opinion if they're good enough, they're good enough, they're old enough, and these ones certainly are.
Wow, there's a ball back, and Oliver again, and there's a foul. And I think that's born out of frustration more than anything there from Dane Schnell.
Nothing in that for either player. Maddie's got up laughing and smiling. He knows it was nothing. Dane knows it's nothing, and they're both perfectly fine. But that's the thing that a referee starts to panic at. And
Schnell has been given a yellow card for that.
And it's really nothing. Not when the goalkeeper's sitting there. He was always in control of that. And he's got his arms and his shoulders and his elbows. He doesn't have to worry about anything, and it's a shoulder-to-shoulder thing. So it's a free kick, but it's certainly not a yellow card. And interesting.
So Schnell on a card now. Oliver, good distance on that kick. Grieve brings it to the turf. Duncan, he's lost it. Semi, we've hardly seen in this first half, has a chance to run with the ball here. Beats one, beats another. He's got 5 players around him. He's good, Tommy Semi, but he needs to be exceptional to get through 5 players in white jumpers around him.
But doesn't that just show you what we're facing here? Great header.
Wasn't it, from Khan? And now Hamilton have it back again. A bit more intensity and a bit more pace to this last couple of minutes, which is good. Harris.
Yep, 2 minutes to go before half-time. If you can get a goal before half-time, you really take control of the second half. So both teams will try to accelerate what's going on in the field now, and especially with the mismatch at times that Hamilton Wanderers' shape will allow them to do.
Taiku couldn't control it, but it's still there for Hamilton Wanderers. That's excellent play. Good turning of the play by Signey there. But it's going to be Waitakere ball. Semi's getting frustrated. He's waving his arms around.
Yeah, he's not a happy camper, but to date, I think Jack Duncan and Nicholas Milicic have handled him really well, apart from the one run. But I think also there's a lack of really quality delivery into him to allow him to do what he needs to do. They're turning every sort of challenge into a fight. and he doesn't want that. He wants to be able to put his foot down and really open up the channels, but the passing from Hamilton Wanderers is making it a fight which will suit slightly slower players, I think.
Come on.
It's good work there from Crom, who initially lost the ball to Taiku, but then came back to make up for that mistake. So throw in again, Davidson to take it. Falls for Signey, but he's lost it. It's better. Little pass there from Schnell, and again there's a late challenge there, and the referee doesn't like that one. It's going to be Waitakere ball, and they take it quickly. Messenger in there trying to win the ball with some authority. Now Semi has it. Chance to run at the defence again. Milicic has handled him pretty well, but Semi still has it. And now Taiku's got it. Semi from long range, and you get a hand on that. It did. It's a corner. First corner of the game. And it was an excellent shot from Semi in the end. Those ones bouncing just in front of the keeper can be really dangerous.
It was really dangerous. Derek's been fighting, and yeah, very good shot away. And the one thing I do like about Tommy Semi, unlike a lot of his compatriots, you can't bully him. You know, he gets up, he's tough, he's strong, and you know, so it's not like you can kick him off the park, which is what a lot of players would have tried to do previously. And he'll fight for everything he can get.
So Adam Davidson to take this corner. It's away at the near post. Semi drifts back to try and win the ball for Hamilton. She's done so. Semi tries to weave some magic, but he seeks the support of Joseph Harris. Davidson stayed over on the side of the field. Mark Jones tries to find him again. But in the end, Duncan is going to concede the throw-in. So 7 minutes to play before half-time. Nice little period on attack here for Wanderers, and it's taken quickly. Almost falls here, Semi. And well won there. That's excellent play coming through from Schnell. Now it's 2-on-2 up here as Grieve, who's got great pace. Zambrano just holds back. And in the end, the Hamilton Wanderers defence handled that one.
You can see why they've not conceded too many goals. They don't muck around at the back. If there's an opportunity to win it, they're just sending it. They're not trying to play out from the back. They're just letting it go. So which makes it very difficult if you're trying to commit numbers forward. So you can see why they've not conceded. They're physical. They work really hard. And once again, we're seeing a one-on-one on the outside.
Taiku. Harris with him.
Very good defending. Once again, as I said, the pair of them, Jack Duncan and Nicholas Milicic, have done the job there. They've basically held their lines. They've waited. Neither have been sucked in to dive in, and then the ball's gone through and it's an offside.
Well, exactly. And Harris just had that. They cast that seed of doubt in Harris's mind, didn't they?
Very much so. And so, you know, that's the only way to match up with the Tommy Semis and the Derek Tekus. You must double team them, and you must be disciplined, and you must control. And if you're going to tackle them, you've got to tackle them off the front foot. You can't be swinging your back foot in there because it gives them too much time to slip past you.
So 5 minutes to play before half-time. Nice flick on, and Grieve can chase this one through, but Messengers shattered it back to Oliver. Nice defending at the other end of the pitch this time from Brock Messenger, who's been around the traps for a while now.
He has, and he sort of made a new lease of life for himself to become a centre-back. I wouldn't have expected to see him in a back two. Playing there. He's probably more comfortable in a back three, but certainly the way he's playing now as a centre back is probably suits him more. As you know, as all players, you lose a little bit of pace, and he's had a couple of bad injuries, and things didn't quite work out the way he thought they were going to work. And look, he's doing really well.
Well, he's 25 now, isn't he, Messenger?
Yeah.
And a highly rated junior back in the day.
Well, he got away as a junior with incredible athleticism and pace. And if I remember right, he had quite a bad injury that really slowed him down for a while, and he's had to turn himself into a different type of player, which is great to see.
Comba was playing it forward and just had a bit too much gas on that one.
I think there was a shot, actually, Glenn.
Well, it was one of those ones you kind of wonder whether it was a shot, or do you wonder if it was he was trying to find Taiku.
You'd be really hard pushed to knock a ball with that sort of pace for a pass on a turf.
But then it didn't have the power of
the
real true power of a shot, did it?
No. So he'll assume it's a pass, so he doesn't have to tell someone he shot that poorly.
Indeed. 4 minutes to play until half-time. So the best chance of the game has really fallen to Dane Schnell. in those opening minutes. Let's see if either team can find the first goal before half-time. It's Taiku over there, but he's lost it. And now Waitakere, that player is onside. No, he's offside. Gee, I was just wondering about the assistant over there. He had the hair flagged out for a long time. And pretty clear we were right in line with that one.
Just got to wait. You never know. He did look offside, that one. And,
Harris. Messenger. Semi. Khan calmly to Milicic. Duncan flicks it on. And still in the field of players, Messenger. Burford playing it back to Draper.
to be fair, we can't actually see the sideline here past the dugouts and the scaffolding, so if it goes out, we're just going to have to rely on the players' reactions.
Yep, Tommy. Go on, D, go on.
Here's Semi, can't control that one. This is Duncan again. Just trying to hold back. The Message is having a really strong game there for Hamilton Wanderers. Hardly put a foot wrong at the back, has he? He's going really well. Now Burfoot.
Well, Waitakere are going to have to get a runner beyond. That's what's suffering them at the moment. It's allowing both Contrati and Brock Messenger to just handle the ball coming straight in.
Semi. Harris. Milicic doing well to keep that in the field of play, but Semi with a bit of space. He'll just haul this one in. Finds Taiku, and it's over the bar.
So it just sort of shows you in this game of football, if you're going to play a little bit longer and you miss your target, then they're going to counter into the spaces. So really, Waitakere can't fall into the trap of trying to play like and getting the ball quickly forward, and they've not been doing that. They've got to keep moving the ball through the lines, keep playing, and try and then get your two strikers to get away from the two defenders, because in essence Hamilton Wanderers are basically going 2-on-2 here, going man for man with Brock Messenger and Contrati, and so you're going to need a runner on the pitch to go beyond to really pull them out of shape, because at the moment they're just flat with two flat strikers.
Jones can chase this one for Hamilton Wanderers. Taiku into the area. Oh, again, that was excellent scrambling defence from Waitakere. They come back and defend Taiku. Now Grieve. That will be a foul against Contrati. No foul, says Matt Conga.
Oh my God. You've got to be.
Grieve has stayed down.
Wow.
I
I don't think he's injured. I just think he's trying to make a point.
Yeah, but, you know, players got to realise Matt's let every single one of those go all day, whether we like it or not, or the players like it or not. He's let them go. He's put a standard of what he wants to see out there, and you've got to react to it. What you can't do is expect something else because you believe it's happened to you and you should get a foul. Sure, it was a foul, but the referee's decided it's not, and it's a play on, so deal with it.
Davidson.
Go on, Josh. Stay outside, Ali.
Sam Burfoot. Back was Zambrano for Waitakere. Semi Khan, Milicic. Gone was from Schnell, who's got another chance here. And now Grieve. Last pass. See Waitakere down, and now Jones and Taiku try and win it for Hamilton Wanderers. And Jones, good strong player, but the referee doesn't like that one. And he's going to concede a free kick and get a card as well, Mark Jones. Well, we've had 2 minutes of out of time to the first half. Mark Jones can't believe that call. That's the third card of the game.
And a bit like Dane Schnell's, I don't believe they are yellow cards. And so, but as I said before, the referee's saying to the players, this is what I want to see, and you've got to deal with it regardless whether you agree or disagree, because he's in the charge and ultimately he's the one who's going to make the decisions. And if he sends you off for two stupid ones, well then you're the one to blame.
Pass didn't find the target. Jones has got it. Chance for him to forget about that. That's a good strong challenge coming in, and it stayed in the field of play. Zambrano now front on the defence. Nicholas Zambrano. It's good defending over there, and it's won by Hamilton Wanderers, and now a free kick has been conceded by Waitakere. Well, take a bow that player. It was number 8, Brad Whitworth for Hamilton, who did a great job there.
Yeah, look, I think the Whitworth and the Sydney midfield are doing really, really well, and I think since Kyle moved them into a 3 in the middle, they've certainly managed to get hold of the midfield. But that shows once again the ball's got to move. People are trying to run people in around the box, but the ball's got to move, because then that gives you an opportunity to get some sort of space.
So, Oliver, we've got about 30 seconds left in this first half. 2 minutes of added time. It's been pretty even, Chris, this first 45 minutes.
It has been pretty even, and you'd have to say that for both teams, they'll take some good things and some not so good things out of the first half. They both had opportunities to score, some quite good ones, and the game's really evenly poised now.
Jones. And that will see the end of the first half. Right there. So there we are. It is 0-0 in the first half between Waitakere and Hamilton. Just a couple of chances to either team as the referee pulls the captains over. They have a chat as they leave the field for the halftime break here at Seddon Fields. It is Waitakere United 0, Hamilton Wanderers 0.
said the one about that one when they're looking for that ball. At the back drop. From last week, boys. Strong start.
Well, welcome back to Western Springs AFC here at Seddon Fields in Auckland for the second half of the Waitakere Hamilton Wanderers ISPS Handa Premiership match. 0-0 at half-time. Waitakere now playing, well, the breeze is actually blowing more across the field today as the second half begins, and it's blowing across from the camera side of the field to the far side. So we're going to get a good look at play through this second half. Glenn Lama and Chris Milicic with you for this game today. 3 yellow cards in the first half. Schnell for Waitakere, Whitworth and Jones for Hamilton Wanderers. And a couple of chances, Chris, to either side in this match so far. It feels like this deadlock will be broken at some point.
Well, it certainly feels like we're going to have the deadlock broken. We could be looking at a 1-0. I can't see it staying at 0-0. Both sides have had too many chances not to take one of them. Here's the first corner of the second half, and both teams have actually got to get used to the wind coming from a different angle now. They played one half from their left, and now it's on their right, so it'll take a little bit of time to settle down.
And this is the first corner for Waitakere in the game. And it's going to be taken by Duncan. And there goes Duncan's corner. Up they go, and it's fallen for Grieve here. Can he get a shot away? Grieve, he's done really well there, but in the end he's lost possession. And Hamilton Wanderers take no risk and just get it out of there. Jones is going to pounce on the loose ball. Now Taiku chasing on this one, but Khan, who's playing solidly at the back, is going to clear that one for Duncan. Still in the field of play. The wind keeping that one in the field of play. And there is Contrati and Zambrano, the two South Americans.
Two South Americans come together, but it just shows you the value of a wind coming from your right-hand side when the ball's gone. It was looking like it was going out, and it's just floated back in. It has given a set-piece opportunity for Waitakere, especially with the long throw. But there hasn't been a lot of joy in this yet, so hopefully both coaches have sorted out some of their set-piece activity.
Here's Milicic with the long throw. Can he find the target this side? And again, the wind blows it away from the goal, and Alex Grieve over there chasing it down again for Waitakere. Comfortably cleared away there. And Waitakere have to come all the way back. But a positive start from them in the second half. Paul Hobson will be happy. See a bit more urgency in this team's play in the second half. A few more one-touch passes.
Well, that's what he's going to want to see. That's what they've done all season so far. Little balls, little one-touches, little passes around the grid. They're going to want to see that more, and they've tried to do it in the second half. So I would imagine that the chat at halftime is get the ball down and shift it and try to move the Hamilton Wanderers team around, especially the way the Hamilton Wanderers want to attack any direct ball.
It's good play. Zoricic was the intended target of that pass from Schnell. Now Comba will settle it down, and Harris, but it's pasture in front of him. Semi, nice touch. And now Comba up the middle. There's space here for Owen Comba. Oh, he just couldn't find Harris. And that line of defence is not breached again for Waitakere. Now Zambrano and Contrati again going head-to-head up front there.
It's going to be an interesting what the coaches do in regards to their substitution. Paul Hobson's elected to have 3 strikers on the bench and 2 wing-backs, and Kyle Herbert's got 1 striker on the bench. So there's probably a little bit more firepower on the Waitakere bench, but less defensive power.
Yeah, nice little dynamic that could come into play later in the game. Taiku. Taiku's managed to get behind Khan, and he's still got the ball here, Taiku. Now Jones tearing into the area, but Taiku does have to hold the ball and wait for support, and in the end he's lost it. Good challenge coming in from Burfoot.
Very good midfield challenge there.
Waitakere can calm it down at the back.
Yeah,
utilise Draper.
They're going to try and play a little bit more, I would imagine, and drag Hamilton Wanderers around, which is the best way to do it.
Davidson. Good little surge up the sideline from Davidson, but he's lost control of it.
The two Waitakere players up top, if they don't start to muscle up to the two defenders, they're going to continue to get little joy, and then they're going to be left with spasmodic raids, unlike Hamilton Wanderers, who are definitely winning the more physical battle up front.
Comba's starting to come into the game nicely here. Khan tries to win the ball off him, and the free kick has been given just outside the penalty area. Excellent play there from Owen Comba. Yes, this is his debut season, wearing 21 there for Hamilton. Only 19 years of age, and he's having a good match.
He's definitely having a good match there. He's sucked the defender to come and challenge, and then he's just waited. So what he's done is he's run across the pitch, he's kept the ball on his right-hand foot with his left foot towards the side of the defender, and as soon as he feels the defender, he just pushes the ball to his right and he goes down. It's really clever play, but it has given probably the best goal-scoring opportunity of the day. Hamilton Wanderers do have some players that can certainly take direct free kicks like this, and they'll be considering that this is the best opportunity they've had in the game.
Well, Joseph Harris and Comber himself are over the ball. Might go Davidson as well.
And he's a left-footed, so what they've done is they've put the keeper in the mind of who's going to hit it. Tommy Semi's sitting there, so if they were to play a little one to Tommy Semi, no, it's been marked up now, so we'll be looking for a direct strike, and he'll probably be looking to the top left-hand corner of the goalkeeper.
So Harris is going for goal, and he's just wide. But Draper was aware that might have drifted in.
So it just shows you can't give away free kicks like that, and Sammy Khan's just going to be a little bit careful there when they're running across the pitch, because they're not going anywhere. They're running away from goal. You just track them and you leave them alone. And when players give away free kicks like that, coaches often get quite upset's the word.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience, Chris. It's the clearance from the keeper. And that's fallen for Zambrano. Zambrano. Look it out left to Duncan. Revan Schnell in the area. Back it comes to Garriga. And now they switch their point of the attack to Zoricic. There's a good challenge from Mark Jones. And Jones easily wins the ball there. And Zoricic is going to give away the free kick. That's a frustrating play there from Zoricic. Sometimes it's good to let your frustration out, Chris, but sometimes, I said, sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes.
I would have to say that, he's probably frustrated because he's tried to clip it in with his left foot. It's been cut out, been blocked, and Mark Jones has taken off. And, if you're going to make those challenges, you've got to get around the body and you've got to make sure that your front foot's coming across because, realistically, that is a yellow card. If compared to the other ones we've seen, that could have been a yellow card. And yet Matt Conga, the referee, seems to be happy with that. And it's that, it's that feeling from the players. They've got to get better at this.
Well, there were lengthy discussions with the referee coming off the field at half-time. Mark Jones and the two captains were basically talking to Matt Conga all the way off the field. So you just need to see if that's had any impact on how the game is officiated in the second half.
Well, that'll be interesting because you're quite right. It was 3 or 4 minutes. It wasn't just a quick, short word. It was definitely come to the middle. We're going to have a conversation, and no doubt he's trying to explain his decisions or challenge the players, in particular the captains, to calm down. There were a lot more coming, so it'll be interesting to hear after the game what he actually said. But as I said, players can get as frustrated as they like. You've got to play to the referee and just suck it up.
A lengthy delay here, and Jones is going to be coming off the field for some treatment. He looks okay. He's walking freely.
You never know in those ones what's impacted on an ankle or what's twisted a knee slightly. And look, Mark Jones is a pretty tough customer. He'll be fine. I can imagine he's not coming off. And
once again, Matt Conga is having quite the word to Derek Taiku as we watch the captain of the Hamilton Wanderers team, as we see Jones on the sideline there. So finally play resumes. So going down to Nicholas Draper for Waitakere.
So the change in tactics for Hamilton Wanderers, they're actually sitting off a little bit deeper. They're kind of saying to themselves, okay, we're going to sit off deeper, we're going to make you try and play, and we're going to look to counter with the pace. So it's quite clear that that's what they're trying to do, and they're not prepared to do what they did before, which is a high press. They're going to let it happen and trying to give Tommy Semi and Derek Taiku, in particular, the opportunity to counter-attack and advance.
So now referee stop play again as Jones looks to get back onto the field here.
Very unusual for a referee to have a conversation with a physio.
So back to 11 players, Hamilton Wanderers. It's a shame because we had good momentum building in the start of these this first 7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah, well,
of the second half. And it's going to be Waitakere ball right on the halfway line. 10 minutes played now in the second half, although we will have at least 2 or 3 minutes already of added time at the end of the game due to that injury to Jones.
Always 4 minutes at the end of the second half, Glenn.
At least.
4 minutes.
Minimum, isn't it? Here comes the long ball, but it's easily cut out by Harris. And I think that's
a handball.
Well, yes.
Gerard's jumped and he thinks it's going to hit his head and his arm's in the way and it's like his arm. Just one of those mistakes.
Like Maradona in '86, wasn't it? That was a mistake.
That's right. We're seeing the first sub in the game. Angus Kilcolly is coming on for Nicholas Zambrano. Angus used to play for Hawke's Bay and Team Wellington, and he's moved to Auckland to play for Central. He's coming on, and I think he could make a big difference here just with his ability to retain the ball and provide a platform for people to play off.
Yes, he played for Team Wellington in a Club World Cup game back in 2018.
Come out, flag!
It was a famous game for Team Wellington, wasn't it? They lost that game in a penalty shootout.
And they were leading.
3-0 at half-time, they were leading.
Yeah, but as we've all known, at a Club World Cup, it's they're very good football teams and they don't stop.
He's a good pick-up, Kilcolly. He played 40 minutes in that game. Now Zoricic. He's got Davidson there. Zoricic plays in a ball. Now there's a chance for Burford. Good passing. Here's a chance. Deflected away, but still there for Waitakere. Here's Zoricic again.
Much better play.
And offside flag is up. And it's going to be Hamilton Wanderers ball. In fact, it might have been what's that referee motioning towards a handball there maybe? I'm not sure. But
no,
anyway,
it'll be offside. If it's handball, it would have been against the Hamilton Wanderers player. So what we, you're starting to see that's much better play for Waitakere. They've tried to move the ball. They've tried to pull a play. What they're trying to do is they're trying to remove the conflict where the ball is, and which is where Contrati and Brock Messenger are certainly winning.
Uncontested header for Crom. But now Harris again plays a ball really to no one near Joseph Harris, and just turning the ball back over to Waitakere. And a long throw-in has found Alex Grieve here for Waitakere. Keeper is there, and he did a good job in the end. Oliver
did a very good job. He's actually had a very, very good game. He's comfortably dealt with whatever's happened.
Taiku. Semi. And that's been taken away by the number 8, Garriga, for Waitakere. But again, he's unable to hold possession for any great period of time. And now Waitakere can come forward here. Here's the target. It's Kilcolly up there, but now good keeping once again from Oliver.
He's certainly been the dominant keeper of the two. He's had a lot more to do, but he's playing well off his line, and he's cleaning up all those balls that were coming through, which are a particular problem when you're playing with a back four.
Mark Jones. Davidson. Nice play. Here's Taiku. Semi. Here's a go. Harris. And again, that was looking promising for Hamilton Wanderers.
Just that lack of quality for that final ball. He's actually have to find someone there. He's just kind of put his foot through it, and it's launched across. And I doubt anybody could have made that with the pace on the ball and the direction of the ball.
Yeah, again, it was looking promising. Now Grieve is starting to come into the game nicely. Starting to ask a few more questions up front.
Well, Kukoli brings a different physical dimension, and suddenly the two Hamilton Wanderers centre-backs have got to deal with a bigger player, which is probably a very good substitution, to be fair.
Waitakere on the edge of the circle, rather the edge of the penalty area. Here's Zoricic, and again Oliver takes no risks, and he bats it away for a corner.
So that's much better play. They're setting it up in the corners. They're looking to have opportunities to bypass, because any ball that's come directly into the strikers has generally been muscled up by the two centre-backs. So the changes are coming from the team, and let's see which one has the most effective change.
So here's Jack Duncan again, one of the under-20 players, to take the corner. Floats it in, and there's a shot, a header there, and it's not far away, but in the end it's over the top and out of harm's way.
That's a very, very good header. And he'd have been wanting that to drop down. It's the ball's come in. He's made a great jump here. He's twisted, and it's just hit the top of the crossbar. And the player on the line, if it had been any lower, the player on the line would have struggled to actually head the ball. He thinks he's winded himself a little bit, and he's jogging back in position. So he's another one of the under-20 boys, Andrew Crom. Last year he played for Southern United and did quite well, but he plays for Birkenhead United in the winter, and he elected to stay up here, and I think he started just about every game. He's probably the one constant for Waitakere United in the back threes.
Yeah, well, Crom, he debuted in the National League when he was just 17 down at Southern United. He's got some talent.
He's got some size, that's the difference.
Isn't he? Yeah, for a 19-year-old.
Yeah, he's not little. He's comfortable on the ball. Got a big future if he continues. Like a lot of young ones, they've got some errors in their arsenal that they've got to get rid of. And games like this is what makes it easier for them. You know, they just get better. They've got to play though.
Contrati again finds Semi. And now Harris tries to find Semi again. Semi does have that one for Hamilton Wanderers and can run at the defence. He gets across in two, and Comba, well, it was cleared away by Crom in the end, and it's going to be a corner.
I don't think anyone knew where the ball was. And
well,
those
that's
ones
right.
There, it's whoever can get their head down and see the ball the quickest. You're either got a goal or it's going for a corner. And luckily for Waitakere, Crom saw it the first. But what a good move by Tommy Semi.
Yeah, to get three, threaded the needle there, didn't he?
Yep.
Short corner this time, and Jones going to try and put a number on Burford, and he's done brilliantly there. Jones, and again a deflection has just spoiled the party for Hamilton Wanderers, so they have to reset. Comba tries to find Contrati at the far post, and Waitakere have cleared it away.
So there's a little bit of moment. Both teams have had moments in their own 18-yard box they have to deal with. So it's turning into a decent game. With 30 minutes to go, 28 minutes to go, you'd have to expect that as it goes on and on, one team or the other is going to have to make a gamble. And for the two teams out there, Waitakere is the one that needs the 3 points. Hamilton Wanderers will be quite happy to retain what they've been doing.
Yeah, well, they've got that 2-point lead at the top of the table. So let's see if Zoricic can flick the switch. Good challenge from Davidson. Yeah, good effort there from Davidson, and then it was a good hustle from Waitakere's Garriga as well.
You can't deny the effort and willingness of both teams to work. It would just be nice to see a little bit more quality around the park.
Zoricic with the throw-in. Kulkoli the target. Kulkoli, but again, Messenger only half clears it. Zoricic, good header from Contrati. Messenger is just going to play it right on the path there of Signey. Waitakere can build from the back again. Whoops, that touch from Milicic has got himself under pressure, and Taiku now can pounce away. Semi hearing up on this left flank. Here comes Tommy Semi. There is the goal! And Hamilton Wanderers take the lead, and the Papua New Guinean international strikes again.
Yep, just a mistake there by Nicholas Milicic. He's dwelled on the ball. Derek Taiku's nicked it, and that's what Hamilton Wanderers have been looking for, that ability to counter-attack and go. And, young players make mistakes, and they've just got to hold their head up and don't do it again.
Well, great finish, and these experienced players up front, Taiku and Semi, they threaten to do this every game. They work so well together, and they know what to do. And Taiku, he got the assist there, but Semi...
It was a great finish. I mean, he's allowed to come, and he's just used the inside of his right foot, and he's curled it around the keeper. And, look, as we've said, they're now in the box seat. It's certainly going to be up to Waitakere to have to try and drag something out of this game, and we've now got a game that's sort of going to have to play now.
Well, Semi's third goal of the season. Got a goal against Canterbury United back in late November, and he got that penalty last week, which saw the game finish in a draw with the Phoenix. Now, Kulkoli is absolutely baffled by that call.
Not for the first time, Glenn.
The free kick has been given to Hamilton Wanderers. Yeah, he's pretty experienced in New Zealand conditions now, Tommy Semi, isn't he? Fourth season here.
Yeah. And
obviously Ricky brought him over from Papua New Guinea originally.
Yeah, and look, I would have liked to have seen him given an opportunity at a higher level. Still surprised he hasn't been. And, I'd like to see him at a higher level, to be honest. He does score goals, he's very strong, he's very quick, and he's become much more patient in his finishing, which we didn't see early doors.
That's a good comment, Chris, because if there's probably one criticism of Semi in the past is he maybe runs too much with the ball, dribbles it too much, but he's now looking to find a teammate on the occasion, or on the odd occasion.
Yeah, and it's the patience you want to see.
Well, there's been very little to separate these two teams, so wouldn't count Waitakere out of this contest yet. There's still plenty of time, 25 minutes in the second half. It's Burfoot. That's nice control from Sam Burfoot, and now there is a chance for him to find a player. Flag stayed down on this near side by the assistant. Up there was Schnell. Now Semi is going to be...
Threw his arm out.
Yellow carded, second week in a row he's got a yellow card.
Yeah, he just threw his arm out and it's just caused an issue. I don't think it was malicious. I just think that he's tried to protect, and he's very big with his arms, and he just cracked him.
So Semi goes into the book. Third Hamilton Wanderers player in this game to do so. Oh, that was brilliant. As Taiku and Conga chat again.
Well, all these chats, what they do is they're wasting time, and so Derek's decided, he's a little bit come and have a chat, and the referees don't tend to add time on for those. That's the most interesting thing.
There's a ball played in, and up goes Oliver. Nice and secure. Matt Oliver.
Take as long as he can now. They see 23 minutes to go. They're 1-0 up. They'll play clever, they'll play smart, and they'll just take their time. They'll go long when they have to, and they'll force Waitakere to have to come at them all the time and look to counter again. So you'd have to say at the moment that they're certainly in the box seat when it comes to what's going on in the game.
Throw-in is going to go to Hamilton. If you just joined us, Tommy Semi getting the goal. 3 or 4 minutes back now for Hamilton Wanderers, who are hunting their 4th win in 5 games to open this year's ISPS Handa Premiership. And Semi leads off and running, explodes onto the ball there. Good comeback from Nick Milicic though. Good challenge. Now Zoricic. Nice lead by Kulkoli in the pass back to Kulkoli. If that was on the money, that would have been a big, big opportunity. Wasn't to be for Waitakere, and Davidson can settle it down now for Hamilton Wanderers. 22 minutes to go. Adam Davidson. This is Mark Jones. Davidson lobs it over to Taiku. Sammy Khan takes no risks. So we might only have one ball on this sideline.
Yeah, I don't know where the ball is.
Nonetheless, we've got a substitution being made here, and a second sub for Waitakere is being made. Paul
Zaksorosic is coming off, and Rigi Marate is coming on, and Jack Duncan's coming off, and Lobo's coming on. Nathan Lobo. So that's both wing backs coming off. He's obviously decided he wants a little bit more pace, and he's going to be more aggressive. And yeah, so let's see what happens.
Lobo, just a 17-year-old. To play one game for the New Zealand Under-17 at the World Cup in Brazil last year. He's wearing 24. Let's see what he can cook up. Oh, it's been dispossessed, and now, unfortunately, it was Signey. He just couldn't find a teammate, and he might have injured his ankle, but he's trying to run it off. He'll be good as gold. Burfoot.
Try and play through, pretty deep.
And now, Andrew Crom.
So for the people who can't see it at home, Hamilton have gone into a 4-1-4-1. They're certainly...
That's good play. Hang on. Here comes Grieve. Front foot running ball. Nice pass. This is Lobo. Straight onto the field, but maybe took one touch too much there. And Oliver has got it.
So it's probably been the byproduct of Waitakere United's game today. That last pass has just not been good enough or accurate enough. And, you know, if you compare what the opposition, Hamilton Wanderers have had that chance and finished, there's been none of that down the other end of that great chance, off a mistake of anyone's.
Burfoot. Now Milicic. And it's going to be a Hamilton Wanderers throw-in. So 19 minutes to go now, and it looks like Hamilton Wanderers are going to go to their bench in just a second. And two players are coming on. Number 9, Jordan Lamb, and number 12, Dylan Morris. He's coming on for Owen Comba. And Lamb is coming on for Mark Jones, who once again is being substituted. He's been subbed in all the games that he's played, but Mark Jones is the type of player that just gives it everything for about 60, 70 minutes.
It does. He's been really good. So I find it interesting, here goes the referee trying to walk over to Mark Jones and say, come off. That shows the experience of a Mark Jones. He's stood in the middle, he's refused to listen to any substitution, and when he does come off, he's made sure it's a second substitution, not two substitutions at once. So very clever of Mark. Jordan Lamb's another young player, and son of Alan Lamb, who was a very, very prolific scorer when he played. And he scored the winner against Canterbury when there was 2-2, and Hamilton were really struggling to get the game away, and he scored the winner with a great touch and finish.
Exactly, and Jordan Lamb, good young player, still only 21. This is his 4th season in the NZ Premiership, the ISPS Handa Premiership. So Jordan Lamb wearing number 9.
And if he gets the opportunity, he will score. That's the one thing that he did. He was at Mount Albert Grammar for a long time, and was very, very dangerous in the school space, and scored a lot of goals. And jeez,
there goes Davidson. Hamilton was just muscled Waitakere off the ball there.
Yeah, and it's as we've said many times before, the referee's letting it happen. You've got to respond. You can't just let it happen and you just get pushed off the ball. You've really got to get yourself in there and fight for it.
Davidson played it forward, and now Waitakere. A busy run here from Gariga, but again he not able to link up, but he now has got the challenge of controlling that one, which is always going to be tough. Referee stays out of the way, and now Taiku chases this one. Crom, that's good defending. He's got good pace for a young fella. He's a big lad, and he got back nicely. Did Andrew Crom. So this is a throw-in, and again you can see Hamilton Wanderers in no hurry at all. to take this.
And really, why should they? It's up to the referee to manage this and control it and, be clever, win the game.
Davidson does get across him, but absolutely no one there. And easily cut out by Draper, and now this could open up for Waitakere here. Long ball is the target. Kilcolly was the man up front, but never found him. And Messenger quite happy to give it back to Waitakere. In fact, Taiku's on it. Taiku's got 3 players around him here. Taiku tries to bend it around and it is just wide. Well, didn't Derek Taiku do a great job there?
Unbelievable. The difference in the longer ball. He's got through. He's got 3 players. He's a very accomplished player. He wants to turn. He knows what he wants to do. And but to be fair, the defenders have made sure they've got feet there and they've been able to control what goes on. And they're just not allowing a shot away clearly on goal. But Derek Tico's done immensely well.
Now Grieve. Pass to Kilcolly. Barefoot. That's better, Grieve. But again, it's well defended by Hamilton Wanderers. Nice touch there. And coming through is Signey. A strong challenge from Sammy Can, but that was good play from Wanderers.
They're just going to, as we said before, they're going to look to win the ball. They're going to look to counter-attack like they did with Derek shot slightly before. And Waitakere, it's all the onus now on them with 15 minutes to go to try and get something back into this game.
Signey again. Close to the touchline, and it is 1-0 by Waitakere, and Burfoot back there. Now the referee says that's actually come off, or hasn't deflected off a Hamilton Wanderers player. So it's going to be Wanderers to take throw-in. Davidson. And again, it's cut out by Waitakere. It's Contrati pushing Grieve off the ball there, but it's fallen for Semi now. Semi. Again, just cools off the engines just a tad, and this is Davidson again. Davidson, can he keep this in? And it's still there. And now Taiku's got it. Hamilton Wanderers, nice urgency on that play. Davidson stayed forward, but again, he's been muscled off the ball there. So, interesting little period there of play. Play from Davidson. "13 minutes to go. 1-0 the score. Tommy Semi, the goal scorer for Hamilton Wanderers in the second half. 0-0 at half time. Now Grieve. Nice little touch there from Whitworth. And it's back in Waitakere half.
You can feel the momentum. All the little balls drop down and Hamilton Wanderers are getting there first. You can feel the momentum's kind of changed completely. Any second ball they're picking up apart from that one.
Lobo. Or Kilcolly can't find it. And Davidson, late challenge there, and a free kick near the edge of the penalty area has been awarded to Waitakere.
It's an opportunity, but as I was just saying, if you can tell when a team starts to not believe it's going to win, it doesn't attack those second balls, and the team that believes they're going to win starts to front foot the ball, and they tend to get more of them. They tend to be more aggressive at the ball because they're trying to win, and the team that's chasing has got to match that aggression, as in, I wish to get the ball and I need to keep moving. And then that time, Nathan Lobo, who's just on the field, he stepped in and won it, and he went through, and it's just a foul here. I would imagine Alex Greaves will take a shot here, but with Kilcolly and Crom and those boys in there, he'll probably look to go across the keeper, so if there's any dropout, it can be finished.
So Alex Grieve is going for goal, and it's straight into the chest there of Oliver.
Well, it was quite obvious it was going there. He really had to go across the keeper, but he's elected to go near post, hoping the keeper might be a little bit sided, but it was too central for him not to look after that part of the goal.
Well, Grieve's back winning the ball for Waitakere. But unfortunately for Waitakere, all it's found is a Hamilton Wanderers player. Now Taiku, that's good defending from Crom. Just created some doubt in Taiku's mind about where to pass the ball. And now another physical challenge has seen a free kick given against. And it is a card. I did wonder whether it was going to be a card. I was about to say yellow card. So getting that one is number 8 for Waitakere, and that is Gariga. Spanish-born player. Whitworth to take this free kick. Davidson. So we've had 5 cards in this game now. It's Contrati, but it's deflected off Kilcolly. Angus Kilcolly.
Yeah, look.
Won't give up trying, will he?
Yeah, 5 yellows. Not sure that sure it's the type of game that 5 yellow cards could be in, but there's probably been 2 or 3 yellow cards that, in my opinion, aren't really yellow cards.
Yeah, here's a chance, and there's a shot, but it's a wild shot. Couldn't be controlled there from Hamilton Wanderers Dylan Morris, so it's going to be a goal kick. Dylan Morris just coming on for his 3rd appearance this season, all from the bench. Waitakere. He can't control that one. And it is going to be Contrati with the throw-in. They're solid defensively at the back too, aren't they? Contrati and Messenger have been very solid in the middle of that defence, haven't they, Chris?
Yeah, they're just really physical, and they hold to their position, they man mark, and they step in, and they basically say to the referee, well, you're going to have to give me a yellow card or something to stop me, and that's how you play that. And I think on the other side of the coin is the Waitakere strikers have not been strong enough. Their body position's been too flat. They've been upright. They've been able to get pushed off the ball. They're not side on. They're not using their arms. They're not being really aggressive with their shoulders, and they're allowing it to happen. And so, as players, you've got to take some responsibility when you're getting, muscled off the ball, that you're not actually holding your position correctly and being strong enough to do something about it.
Get higher, boys. Come on.
And they've got great composure too. They've not missed a trick, those 2 players. Both pretty experienced now. Here's a clearance from Whitworth. And Burfoot touches it over for Milicic. Still going to be Waitakere ball with less than 10 to play now. We will have quite a bit of added time in this second half. Milicic racing back, and Taiku. Good work from Milicic there to win the ball. All he's done is give it to Whitworth. And now Burfoot to Ulobo, and Kilcolly playing deeper in this play. Now this is Murati. He's got past one. Murati crosses it in to the near post. It's fallen here for Gariga, and now Murati will get another chance. And Oliver is not cleared with any authority at the moment, and it still might work out for Waitakere. Awkwardly bouncing ball, which is finally cleared by Hamilton Wanderers. And now Semi chases, and he's onto it, Tommy Semi. Semi still with possession. Oh, he's right across the face, and Taiku was just half a pace behind. Wow, what a close call that was.
That was a very close call, but look, in the last 10 minutes we're going to see more and more of that. Tommy's going to get more and more chances to get the second one. And that's just the nature of what we're watching at the moment with one team 1-0 down. They'll be outnumbered at times, and they've just got to do their job. And they'll be one-on-one for large sections of the last sort of 10 minutes.
Well, that was so close, just past the post by a whisker. Murati with the throw-in. Now Angus Kilcolly, and that should be a corner. And it will be.
Hamilton are now on this corner electing to go with Tommy Semi and Derek Tiku up front, and so they've got a bit of a problem here if there's a counter-attack, but it does mean them one less in the middle of the box.
There's the corner Still there, still in the penalty area. Hands go up, free kick given, and it's Hamilton Wanderers who get it. Frustration for
No, just a professional fall from Jordan Lamb. He wasn't going to win the ball. He felt a touch. He went down, and like, you know, it's a bit risky with the ones that Matt Conga's allowed in the game. But yeah, professional. You go down the box, and even when you're defending, you get an easy free kick, and 7 minutes to go, you get the chance to clear your lines.
Well, Waitakere still creating chances though. But they haven't had one clean shot on goal, have they, really, Chris, other than that one right at the start of the game?
Yeah, look, I think that the solid, you know, aggression of the Hamilton Wanderers players has really done an amazing job today, and you have to take your hats off to them.
Well, they've only conceded 3 goals this season, and this is their 5th game, getting towards the end of it. Now here's a chance for Waitakere. Messenger at the end.
Yeah,
that couldn't have worked out better for Hamilton there, that touch. Well, the clearance could have been better, I suspect. Now it's Davidson, and that's no risk play coming from Jordan Lamb. Murati now almost onto that in a flash is Garriga, and another corner's been conceded by Hamilton Wanderers.
But this will feed into Hamilton Wanderers. They get an opportunity to counter here, and they'll be quite pleased with this, especially with the state of the game at 1-0. As long as they don't concede a goal, of course. But they've not looked like conceding one of these ones, to be fair.
Barefoot. Up it goes, and it's just glanced off the head here. Here's Grieve. It's in! There's a goal! And has it been deflected in by Kilcolly? It might have been, but Alex Grieve and Kilcolly have got the equaliser with 5 minutes to go.
So look, this is an overhit corner. It's missed everyone. Alex Greaves picked it up. He's flicked it in, and yeah, Angus Kilcolly's peeled away with his hand up. So you'd have to expect the link. So it's a 1-1 draw. So the big defender that was warming up for Hamilton Wanderers has now been told to sit down. And look, the game's back on.
Fantastic by Waitakere. And now Lobo comes forward. Can't link up with a teammate, and Davidson will clear it away. And there's a lovely delayed pass, and now Hamilton Wanderers on the boil here. Here's a chance for them. Oh, the shot has got to come in.
Great block by Sammy Khan.
They didn't get the shot away, and gee whiz, that was Dylan Morris who had a big chance now. Kilcolly at the other end. This game opening up now in these last few minutes, which is good to see.
Well, both teams want to win.
Well, it's good. It's good to see them playing to win. And now, Taiku. It's going to Waitakere ball. So real feeling now in these last few minutes.
So we got 4 minutes of normal time to go, and plus an additional 4, so 8 minutes to go normally. I would imagine I'll keep an eye on the 4th official.
Kilcolly, that goal for him was his first of the season. He played in this is only his 3rd game. Now Grieve done really well there, and it's another corner. And these corners being taken by Barefoot, by Duncan, have all been good, Chris. They've been on the money. They're asking questions.
They definitely do get them on the money, but it's weird. The one he's hit just previous that they scored off was an overhit ball, and the sweeper, which is Alex Greaves, had to swing out there and try and pick it up.
Well, Greaves has come back closer to the near post this time, and there goes Barefoot. Barefoot's going to get it back. There's the cross in, but there's no one there on the end of that other than Brock Messenger. Grieve wins the header. Barefoot again. There's a good 7 or 8 players back though for Hamilton Wanderers, so there's quite a few players wearing black back there, and there's a good contest for the ball from Davidson and also Garriga, which is going to be end with a throw-in with 2 minutes to go in normal time. Milicic is going to haul this one in. Got a good long throw on him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in the penalty area. Hang on, there's some pushing in front of goal here. Kilcolly and Contrati. And Contrati getting particularly wound up about something.
He's just trying to upset the striker with a push before anything's happened, because he can't get, he's not going to get a yellow card or anything for that.
Milicic with the throw in. Kilcolly's up. So is Messenger. won by Waitakere, that last header, but it didn't fall to a teammate's feet. Now Semi on the break here.
Oh, what a touch.
That was fantastic from Lobo. Needed to be good too, didn't it?
It had to be perfect. He was off.
Here's Harris. And there's Lobo again with an important touch.
Ooh.
And that is going to be a yellow card for Messenger. Did that look a bit worse than it actually was? Chris,
Well,
what do you think? There were oohs and ahs from the crowd here.
It was on oohs and ahs, and I think that quite often gets the referee thinking it's worse than it. We look here, he's got in there and he's won the ball. Oh, no, that's pretty bad. Okay. The ball's gone and he's just launched himself in there. And he had to do it because Nathan Lobo would have been away on the outside. So he had to do it. But, yeah. Oh, we're getting a yellow card in here for Contrati.
Oh, wow. Contrati now getting a yellow card.
For the last, the pushing that's been going on.
Well, that's interesting. That's 5 yellow cards in the game now to Hamilton Wanderers players. 5.
Oh, well, it shows you.
Getting up there.
They're trying to win a league.
Now it is right at the end of the game here. 4th official standing by to tell us how many extra minutes there'll be. Here's the free kick. They go and it's flicked off and Hamilton Wanderers' head is still there. Walliver's down. Almost a near thing for Hamilton Wanderers. It's scrambled clear by Messenger and now Semi's got it. Tommy Semi. Oh, he's almost beaten himself there, Tommy Semi. Down he goes, but there was no chance of a free kick or a penalty there.
That was really good defending by all of them. They just surrounded him and they just said enough's enough.
And they're going to pause play with Semi down.
Interesting, the Waitakere corner there. Dane Schnell's taken the shot, Matt Oliver's missed it, and then suddenly players are flying in the body, flying around the place. So the ref's right there. So I'm not saying it's a penalty or anything like that, but it was interesting that was the ball going to drop to a player and who cleared it, and Hamilton Wanderers did clear it. So, but it did mean that Sammy Burfoot, who's made a touch and he's lost it, that's the danger of Tommy Semi. He's off. And everyone has to congregate around him. And I think if Tommy was to bring that bit into his game when he's surrounded by people and then he flicks a pass to someone, which he does sometimes, but if it becomes a consistent thing, I think that'll make a massive difference to his game, especially in a pro environment.
Well, we've got 5 minutes of added time. The 4th official was a bit late with the sign, but we've already had a minute and a half of it.
Well, we haven't. We don't know. We're on ref's time, so when he's held it up, he's held it up.
Wow. A free kick. Well, now, Semi's gone down again.
As we said right at the very beginning, Hamilton Wanderers will be quite happy to get out of here with a point. A point suits them.
Well, of course, and that keeps them unbeaten, Chris, doesn't it?
Keeps them unbeaten, keeps the momentum going. And they're still more likely to score because of the counter-attack opportunities when the games open up like this. But, they're going to take their time. They're going to make sure things set up. They're not going to look to lose.
And Semi is taking all the time here, I guess, just to take the pace out of the game because the momentum was really with Waitakere, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, it's clever. We've seen enough what I call professional actions within the game to make sure that they are comfortable and they're going to win the game or get a point out of the game and control the momentum of the game. A bit like, Jordan Lamb falling in the box with a very light foul, gets the free kick, sets it up. Tommy Semi gone down second time, walking the ball slowly, taking corners slowly, everything like that. And quite often when you do that, it's really hard to get your momentum back up when the team scores late. But now Tommy's down. It must be something serious because he's, as I said previously, he's quite a tough customer, and he doesn't often stay down. So it'll be interesting with they sub him. I don't think they will because he's the one that does give them that opportunity to win the game.
Well, Semi again, he looks okay.
He looks okay. He just shake it off. He'll be back on as soon as the ref lets him on, I would imagine. And there's nobody looking like they're warming up for Hamilton, getting ready to go on the park.
Semi's goal, remember, opened the scoring in this contest. With Kilcolly equalising just before the 90 minutes elapsed. So now this free kick is taken by Whitworth. Holds up in the breeze and a couple of...
Oh, he's given a free kick.
Waitakere players
players down.
Yeah, we had a collision between two.
Yeah, I was
Friendly
watching.
fire, mate. Friendly fire it was.
I was watching the three Waitakere players swarm out with the ball and causing a mismatch.
Yeah, it's Crom and Milicic, I think.
No, it looks like Sammy Khan's the one down. Crom's taken it.
Oh, yep.
A hit in the stomach, and he's got it. Both of them got it really well and won that free kick. Nick Draper, the goalkeeper, decided to start coming, and then he got halfway and just decided it'd stop. And it does look like Tommy Semi's coming off.
Yeah, Semi has been substituted, and on comes Paul Clout for Hamilton Wanderers. And this is his first appearance of the season, Paul Clout. So congratulations to him.
It's always a momentous time when you get your first run on the pitch, and then it's what happens in the next few games that matter. You might have a great first game, and then you've got to have a great second and third and fourth to keep going. But congratulations to him, and hey, look, he's an experienced player as well. He's played quite a few games for Hamilton Wanderers in the Northern Premier League, like all of them. None of them are what you'd call never played at sort of a decent level. So
Draper coming forward, going long here. Kilcolly's the target, Messenger. Those two would have done had a few battles down through the years.
I would imagine so.
Now Garriga, Kilcolly with a lovely touch. Oh, good little challenge coming in there from Signey.
Just a little bit clever at getting the foot in.
It was a great little nudge from Signey. And now
Derek Tuku in a danger area.
Taiku's lost his teammate though, Sammy up there.
Yeah, but Derek can do enough on his own.
Oh, free kick, there it is.
Derek can do enough on his own, and he's done that. He's sucked in a young defender to decide to come across with his wrong foot.
5 minutes of extra time, or 5 minutes of added time rather. And this one's dragging on, but here is a chance for the Hamilton Wanderers side to retake the lead. Taiku up there. So too Jordan Lamb.
Everyone's got to mark up, and everyone's got to deny anybody in the front post.
Well, it's been deflected off the two-man wall. Still wasn't cleared with much authority, and it's lobbed back in, and it's Draper who's got it. And he outlets the throw quickly. Gives Lobo one to chase. But he needed some serious turbocharges in those boots to catch up with that one.
Well, we're certainly in ref's time now. It's 51 minutes from what we can see.
Absolutely. In the second half, and now Waitakere through Lobo again. There's a nice ball to Grieve.
The set piece opportunity here for Waitak.
Yeah, it looks like Milicic is going to come in for another long throw.
Got to be a little careful here. They did this last week, and they certainly sent players forward, and they got done. They were in very big trouble at the end when the opposition won it. So you got to make sure that enough players are back, even though you're trying to win it. It's risky, but you got to make sure it's calculated risk.
There's the throw from Milicic. Tradi is going to hit it clear. Milicic lobs it back into the area, and Messenger once again gets his head on one. Controlled down by Paul Clouts. Tries to find Taiku, but Crom was there. Now those two players are onside. Grieve chasing it through, but Contradi will take no risks and seek the safety of the sideline. Must only be a couple of seconds left.
Can't be long. And Waitak have decided they're going to have another throw into the box.
Semi was down a long time, wasn't he?
He was.
We were already in 5 minutes of added time at that stage.
That's true, but
here's Milicic with this throw. Milicic goes long. One last chance maybe for Waitakere. And that's come off away of our Hamilton Wanderers' head, but it didn't roll over the byline for a corner. Burfoot can't control it. And now Lamb dishes it back. Now who's going to get onto that one? Clouts. Oh, he's delayed it nicely there, and this is Harris. Harris goes to the far post for Taiku. Taiku! Oh, boy. I wondered whether he should have volleyed it. That's the end of the game. It's done. Wow, a dramatic finish. And Taiku had the chance to win it with what ended up being the last play of the game. So there we are. It is finished. One apiece here at Seddon Fields between Waitakere and Hamilton. Semi getting the first goal after half-time. Kilcolly the equaliser. It's finished Waitakere 1, Hamilton Wanderers 1. Well, what about that end there from Taiku there, Chris? We just need to touch on that.
Yeah, look.
He should have volleyed it, gone for goal, gone for broke, mate. What do you reckon?
No. I've seen. Look, the reality is Waitakere were trying to win the game like they had to. There was a counter-attack opportunity. It was a 4v1 that they've somehow managed to not get a really clean shot on goal. And when you're 4v1, you've got to finish those ones off. And so Hamilton Wanderers will be really disappointed that they didn't score that. But I think both teams would agree a draw is probably the fair result. Both teams have worked really hard. It wasn't a great game as in flowing football or one team trying to dominate. It was just a really tough, strong game of football where everybody's just trying to win the ball, and two teams that are trying to make the top four and do something in the last season, the ISPS Handa.
All right, good stuff. Thanks, Chris. Enjoyed the game today. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this match, and we'll be back for more matches very soon here on SkysportNext. And this one's finished. Waitakere 1 and Hamilton Wanderers 1.